Hello there, and today we have the man, the myth, the legend on Street View, Kodiak.
Hello, hello. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Are you ready?
I am. Let's go.
Okay, so there's a lot of buildings that have a lot of brick, which I tend to associate more towards the north, near Bremen. Hamburg is probably my two areas at the moment, but you can also get it towards Denmark as well. This could be actually not far north of Hamburg. Actually, I don't mind giving that a go. So I'm gonna send and see where you go.
I feel like we are like either like in Niedersachsen, which is like the state around Bremen, or in like Nordrhein-Westfalen, because like those houses with the brick, as you explained, is kind of like a northern-ish thing, but like how they look, it's mostly like a western thing, I feel like. And we have some slate in the southeast on the building. It's like this dark rock material on the window front or around the window front in the southeast, and I feel like that is a more common thing in NRW, so Nordrhein-Westfalen. So I feel like we are like maybe around Münster, but could just be like Niedersachsen. That is kind of the vibe I got here, and it's just completely wrong, and you were right.
Oh, nice. I mean, we'll take that. I'll take that.
I'm not used to the north at all because I never go there, so I guess it just comes with its experience playing more and more now. So
Well, we've got a lot of brick houses again, but we've got more orange roofs, which I find quite interesting. It's quite farmland, quite open. I'd probably go west again. I think I find them interesting is the poles to the south look almost like the ones you get in Czechia, maybe near Kloppenburg in or how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, in Lower Saxony, and leave it to you.
yeah, I don't know what this is. When I spawned in, like in the NPZ, I thought this is like super sandy, which would speak for like the east, like Brandenburg or something like that. But like after turning around, like the houses, they look so western, which makes me confused. I feel like those Czech poles are also more like an eastern thing. Yeah, but I don't know if it's exclusive, so I don't know what this is. And Sachsen-Anhalt, which is like the western eastern state, like where Magdeburg is and shit, it's like I never know what it looks like, so I just guess there because that is kind of a combination of both, and I have no idea where this is. And it actually was Niedersachsen. You got the right state.
Oh God, I got it right. Nice.
Yeah, you got it right. And actually, it makes so much sense where it is. Like, if you actually, if I would be good, I think I could have like actually gotten the area down because the houses were like Niedersachsen, like Lower Saxony, but like the landscape was Eastern. So like it must have been like around Uelzen or like Eastern Niedersachsen or Lower Saxony. Sorry, I'm not used to saying the English names, but yeah, I think that makes sense. I guess it's good.
Okay, this one's hulls. I presume that's a wooden pole. I'm just debating whether it is those eastern poles, and there's no metal going around or anything, so I'm actually not sure where this is. There is some kind of thing to the east with some like pictures and like a logo maybe, but I have no idea what that logo is. I might go near Nuremberg, kind of where it's more flattish.
Yeah, same. We don't have any architecture. Like, I don't feel like the landscape is distinct here at all. And this could be like, I don't know, 8 states for me. I go like around Hanover, but I have no idea where this is. So yeah, it's actually super far north. Yeah.
I think that's a classic. Oh no. Anyways, on to the next round. Brick dominant west, most likely. Quite a fair amount of white buildings. There's like a red light sticker around the pole. I've seen that a couple instances, but probably just something that is random or I do not know. I'm probably gonna hedge between Bremen and Hamburg, kind of cover that area between the two, I reckon. It could also be really far north, like the last round. There is something on the bins, actually. I can't tell if it's an A. I can't really read it, but I don't know how small it will be.
It says Altpapier, which means old paper.
Oh, right. Where's old paper on the map? Okay, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like it is like the first round either like closer to the Netherlands, like around Bremen or something, or close to Denmark, like how it looks. But I feel like this with like this red street, like I feel like I also associate more with the north, Schleswig-Holstein, and I feel like the street name to the east, you see Hilrichs Pad. This Pad sounds so Danish to me, or like Danish influence, and that would be like in the north. So I want to guess fairly close to Denmark. And it's wrong. But that still makes sense. It's like Frisian, so yeah, that's also different dialect, I guess.
Right, let's move on to the final round of this game. Hopefully we don't get all of them in the north and west. Because I
Yeah.
don't think there's been a single round that hasn't been north or west yet. Well, I don't see as many, or if any, brick houses, but it could be just based off where we are. We got some bus stop signs I need to recap, and I guess that some of them will be distinctive, some of them won't be, and I guess there'll be a lot of overlap just based off how much there'll be. We've got wooden poles again, so I'm hoping we're not getting baited by another not far north again. It's like we're at a garden centre of some sort, or some kind of greenhouses. I'm kind of stumped of where to go. There is some language to the east. Can't pick up anything from that. So I think I'm just going to say north and hope I get lucky, I guess.
Yeah, like, to be honest, I didn't really look much around because I immediately spotted just, it says Erlangen in the north on the bike sign, which is a fairly big city. I guess I can give some clues here. You see how, like, in the east, the street sign is like gray rectangle around this blue street sign with this font. I think that is also in Gen 2 coverage, like this should be the city street signs of Nuremberg. And I feel like those houses with the red roof and the white facade is a pretty Bavarian thing. Like, I mean, South German thing. And also the shutters in the east, they remind me of, yeah, like Bavaria or Franconia actually. It's like an area inside Bavaria, because Bavaria is like 3 different cultural parts, and this is the Franconian part, which has some different architecture than the actual Bavarian part. So we should be inside the city of Nuremberg, if I got that correct. Yes.
Real. Oh, no, round 3, sorry, and round 5. If you look at mine, literally, if they were both the opposite way around, that would have been really nice. But, nope.
But yeah, the game generally wasn't that good because, like I said, I'm not that good at Germany. I know some things here and there, but like if there's a round west, no clue, then I'm kind of helpless.
Let's do another one. See if we can get some different states and regions would be nice. So this one, we got clearly a lot of conifers. I always take conifers with a pinch of salt. Like, yes, generally I would go more east, but I have seen them elsewhere. They're not like a specific thing that's only found in one place. It depends on where the plantations are, where the forests are sometimes, and how they're being managed. But generally, when I see a lot of conifers around, I would go more east, northeast, like north of Berlin, or towards the Polish border, even more north. But I've also seen them further south towards Nuremberg as well. It feels quite flattish, a bit confused with the pavement to the side. I think I kind of have to go somewhere around Berlin or around that proximity, so I would just give that a send.
Yeah, with those pine trees, I can totally see that. Like, my first thought was also like Brandenburg, maybe Sachsen. The thing is, as you said, like, those pine trees can be everywhere, kinda, but it's just to a certain extent, like, they get less and less and less in some states. But like, generally the east has it, including Bavaria, for example. And I think we're in Bavaria because, do you see in the west, pretty straight west, there's like a bollard, and in front of that bollard there's a small sign. And I think, if I see that correctly, that should be a Bavaria specific sign. And it says like the road number. If you get very close to it, it should say the road name, and by that you can kind of get the road. So yeah, like a small sign on the side of the road like this. If it's the one that I think it is, but it looks like it, it should be Bavaria. But yeah, I will guess now and see if it actually is the Bavarian sign. And it was just the fact that there's, first of all, that there is like a sign like this just standing around on the side of the road. But if you get close to it, like if you approach it from like the southern side, you can clearly see like how it looks. So just like it being separated into like those 2 parts, and on the left side it says like the road number, which is kind of good to know. But yeah, if you see it from afar as well, you should recognize it as a Bavarian sign, because there are other states which have random like signs standing around, but they look different. So like you could in theory see from afar how this sign looks, and yeah, it's a Bavarian specific sign.
Awesome. Definitely something I didn't know. Okay, this definitely looks a bit different. So definitely no brick around. I mean, I wasn't getting that vibe. Kind of a hill to the south. We've got a pole nearby, but I can't tell if it's the right pole. To me, I would probably, I'll probably hedge either towards Nuremberg or more towards, Stuttgart, is that how you pronounce it? Stuttgart, yeah. Probably more to the west-ish, but I would probably hedge between the two just to be safe.
That was also my thought. Like, I feel like it looks like Franconia, so like the northern part of Bavaria, but I'm not 100% certain on that. It looks southern, I agree, but it could also be Baden-Württemberg, like Stuttgart area. But personally, with those bigger hills. I associate it more with like, yeah, west of Nuremberg, like maybe Würzburg or something. But I'm not sure. So we will see.
Oh, nice. That's actually pretty damn close. Yeah, I think that at the hill to the north as well, it kind of felt like it was going to be round Nuremberg or somewhere in the west. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Looks like we do have a lot of conifers to the west, but we've got orange roofs. This is a bit more confusing. We could have a dike to our west. Effectively, the conifers, I would definitely go more west on or towards Hamburg at least in this type of round. So it could be one of those weird rounds where it's a bit, a bit further east or southeast from Hamburg, which is kind of, in lower Saxony. I'm probably still going to stick around Bremen, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's further east.
Yeah, for me this looks like Niedersachsen, Lower Saxony. Just how flat it is, like those fields could spill like into again like northern Nordrhein-Westfalen. But I feel like this should be, maybe it's Schleswig-Holstein, like the north, but it looks fairly Niedersächsisch. So I don't know, like the street sign is also called like Schafheide, and Heide is like a landscape form that's kind of just in northern Germany. Those are like those marshy, I don't know exactly the name in English, but it's like a type of march that should be kind of northern German. Reminds me of between like Hamburg, Bremen, maybe west of Bremen, something like that.
Nice. Yeah, pretty solid. Pretty straightforward round. Okay, we're on a motorway. If this was a UK, I'll be absolutely moulding right now. I have not really looked at motorways or researched motorways. The more important thing is looking at the landscape here. Could these be conifers? To the south, they could be. Yeah, to the west, there is definitely a lot of more conifers, actually. I might actually hedge more towards the central parts of Germany, or more east, so I'll just try and find something quickly. We'll try the 36 for the culture.
Yeah, like this is super hard. Like, one thing I can tell you, you see the guardrail in the west, it's like a B-type guardrail, and in Germany like A-type and B-type is actually quite helpful. But like B-type just excludes like 3 states, it's not as helpful as it should be. Like A-type would be a bit more helpful. But yeah, I don't know. This is a highway. I can tell you where. It's kind of hilly, so I think it looks like Hessen, but who knows? Bavaria. Didn't really see anything that would be distinct here, so.
But we move, and okay. This one's a bit more different. Well, we've got coniferous trees, but they kind of look different to the normal ones, which is making me more hesitant of where to go. But this is a very rural round again. Kind of almost like an embankment here as well, going round. I mean, I remember playing against Rolf and he said, oh, this could be like, near the coast, it could be like some sandy hills, and it ends up just being the middle of Germany, which I found it was quite funny. I think this round, I'd probably, it sounds quite original to go middle, but maybe like Nuremberg could be an option. I'll give that a go. I quite frankly have no idea where this is.
Yeah, like first I was thinking this looks super like coastal, as you said, like northern. Like this might be like a dike or something, but like now looking long at it, I feel like it could be anywhere. And I feel like the plate in the west is a French plate. So I think it's a French traveler, and I just think it might be close to France, and therefore I go close to France. That's my reasoning. It kind of worked. I feel like those rounds that we got were super hard. Like I know some matters that I could explain, but the rounds we got, like nothing. Like we got the one Bavarian baller, that's it. Thank you so much, it was great fun. I hope to do something again in the future.
Definitely check out Kodiak's channel. We've also got the Journey Discord, all that's linked down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Yeah, of course.
Yakus.